Hello and welcome to my first podcast. I'm your host, Max Schreck, and today you are listening to Dreams Can Become Goals. What I mean by that is if you constantly write down your dreams, put a date next to it, even if it's far, far away, those dreams become the way you live your life, the way towards you live your life, and those become your goals you work through on a single day. And if it's only a little step, you work towards that goal that gets you closer to make that dream and goal become reality. So, to bring that into perspective, many years ago, I must have been probably at this stage 12 years or even longer, I lived up in a small city with approximately 2,000 to 3,000 population, and there used to be a small army base, which the US pulled a lot of army bases or closed a lot of army bases. And years further along, which doesn't matter right now, there came a normal airport for normal commercial planes. But in between those times when it was no military airport anymore, but it wasn't a commercial airport yet, there was a lot of private planes going up, where there were skydivers jumping out on in the summer when the sky, you can see the sky behind me was really clear on a daily basis. So when I was 16, 17 years old, it became really clear to me that I want to skydive and be one of them jumping out of those planes. Free fall, feel that freedom, and release that parachute, which then brings me back to the ground safely. And while I was doing that, I researched, and in Germany you could do a skydiving license where you learn all the security measures necessary for skydive. You learn how to fold your parachute back into that backpack, or I'm not sure what it actually is, and do that. And back in time, that was something I wanted to do, and it got sidetracked by many other goals. And maybe you have heard from me probably 6 months or 8 months or even a year ago, I started writing down my top 3 goals, literally my top 3 goals, in the morning and in the evening. So I think I remember it was November, something like that, I put skydiving as one of my goals, which was long a dream, and now I put as one of my top goals into my morning and evening. I don't put it down every day, I put it down a couple of times a week. And what I did, I put it far away in the future. So in late 2018 or so, I put it down as literally I put it down as, I think, one of my first or second top goal. And I write down 31st of December 2022, and I wrote down I went skydiving. So for me it was clear, when the date 31st of December 2022 comes, I will have skydived. So that's now still 3 years out, and I keep that back on daily basis. But what I write down for now, three, maybe 2.5, 3 weeks, is 20th of July 2019. Yes, you heard me right. That's today's date. That's the date when that episode releases. I went skydiving. So when today's day passed, the 20th of July 2019, not sure when you get to listen to that episode, but when that day passed, I will have jumped out of a plane with a parachute, free fall for I don't know how long it takes, 30, 60, 90 seconds, opened the parachute and went back safely to Earth. Yes, I went from 31st of December 2022. Far away to that close to today. I skipped or found a shortcut to achieve my goal, my dream 2.5 years earlier. How did I do that? Well, I wrote it down every day. I made it my priority. I talked about it. So, a couple of months ago, I moved apartments with my partner. And we asked a few friends to help moving. And one of the friends, I have right now not that regular call, but usually weekly Sunday call where we talk through our week and what we have achieved and what we're planning to achieve the next week to keep us accountable to get those things done. And he told me, I think we were on the traffic jam or so, when we drove back to the old apartment to pack up the truck and drive back, was the traffic slowed down completely for like an hour. I was even lying on the streets in the sun, or on the motorway actually, to enjoy the sun and get the time over until the traffic moves. And we are talking about that. He got it as a present from his brother to go skydiving, and I didn't know that there was no time set at the time, time specific date set for doing that. So I was talking to him that I always dreamed about, literally when you see the sky here, jumping down, opening parachute, and slowly glide back to being able to put my feet back onto the ground. And I told him that was always my dream, that's always I wanted to do, and I had even set that as a goal. So he said, oh, that's cool, he will do it this year, maybe next year, depends on whenever he gets the opportunity to schedule with his brother. And a couple of weeks ago, just a day or two before I started putting that specific date down, he called me, or we had the weekly call, and he asked me, Max, do you want to skydive with me? Because I think my brother is too busy to find a right time. Just let's do it together. You want to skydive anyway, and I want to do it with somebody who also wants to do it, so let's do it together. And it's like, well, I'm in. Give me a date, and I'm in. So we had like 2 or 3 dates where we can both make it, and we scheduled for today, 20th of July 2019. And I told him, book the date, make it fixed, and we're gonna jump out of a plane. Totally excited of having now a set date when I'm actually doing that. I realized that I'm freaking scared of doing it. I was pumped up for the last 12 years to actually do it, and then when that specific date was set, my dream came true. Like, all those thoughts rushed into my head of actually getting into a plane the minutes before and then jumping out of a plane. And at that time I was scared shitless, and I still am. There's no doubt about it. I'm gonna jump out of a plane. I don't think it will be easy, any shape or form, but I think it will be experience for my lifetime. I wanted to do it, and I put it down as a goal after I think I watched a video from Will Smith where I think he has this bucket list thing on Instagram now, and I followed through, and that was one of the things when he goes with his, I think, wife and his one of his sons, I think, and skydives, and he explains it and talks about it, and he says like it's crazy how like you're kind of like you're dying or something like that, where all the worries are gone. It's just a moment where you kind of fall to earth, your life kind of passes off you, all the worries go away, because there's nothing feeling more free than falling down off a plane kind of. And I probably look up the video, put it into the show notes so you can look for yourself. I can't describe that way he can at the moment because I haven't experienced it yet. But that made me realize that if that's something I want to do for so long, I have to write it down as one of my top goals. And if I don't do that, it's never gonna happen. for it. At this time, I put it down. I put it far away, and I started talking about it. And start talking about it made the universe, God, whatever you believe in, will realize that I really want it. That I really want to get that done. I really want to do it. It's not just a dream, something I have thought about it, or something which is a wish or whatever. It's something I really want to do, and the universe knew as well when I was writing it down a couple of times per week, or sometimes even twice a day. And it gave me the opportunity. It gave me that great opportunity to make it happen. And I'm truly grateful for it. So if something I'm chasing for 12 years and I've never got the gut to do it, and I'm writing it down, talk about it, and I finally make it happen today, what would you imagine can happen when you start putting your dreams onto a piece of paper, writing them down more often than other people dare to speak them out? And then those dreams, write them down. Why not? And then speak them out to your friends, to the people you trust, or some random stranger you bump into on a lift in a hotel you stay at. They don't know you anyway, but if you talk about it, the universe, God, whoever you believe in, Allah, I don't know, will realize, a higher force will realize that that's something you really want to do and you really want to achieve, and it will put the opportunity into your way to make it happen. I think that's already enough for today. While you're listening onto it, if you're listening to this episode when it's been released on the 20th of July 2019, either I have already jumped out of a plane or I'm about to do it right now. I'm excited, and I hope that's an experience you will also be sharing. I would love if you reach out to me, either when you have already jumped out of a plane with a parachute, or if it's a dream you want to make your goal to make it happen within the next couple of years. Reach out, use one of the links in my show notes to reach out to me. I would love to talk about it. And if you're interested of what that experience meant to me, make sure to come back next Saturday when I'm gonna be talking about what the experience was for me, how it felt like putting on that parachute, flying up the sky, being strapped onto other guy who then jumps out with me off a plane in 15,000 feet, and free fall back to earth, and have the feeling when the parachute has been released, I'm gonna be pulled back up before slowly gliding back, put my feet back onto the ground, and have the experience of a lifetime. If that's something you want to hear about, make sure to come back next week. I'm very excited to talk about it. So, what I would like to give you from that experience is, if you have big dreams, write them down, put a date next to them, when you will have them done. Regardless how big they are, if they're written down, set a date. Even if it's in 20 years time, you will write them down at least once a week. And you will think about them more often. And your mind will focus on how to get them done. And what you intuitively will do, you will find smaller goals, smaller dreams you need to get done on your path towards that big goal. And for me, it was booking a time. So write your dreams down, set them out way in the future, depending on how big they are. Focus on them, talk about them, and you're gonna make them happen. So thank you for listening. I'm gonna jump out now. Share that episode with someone you know who has big dreams they don't share often enough, they don't write down, and they haven't set the date yet. to inspire them to make the same as I do. Thanks. I'm your host, Max Schreck, and until next time.